and new idea. That is why he chose to put his
Ugh.
Stop.
I think we can say that.
No,
It seems to me that probably the reason he chose to go
Oh, why is it passed back?
is because he's not really
Oh, you can aim it that way.
player in the
Nah.
system or any sort of
Nah.
Fine, no shot.
He's a technocrat. He obviously has good contacts throughout government. But as I said, his skill and his experience is really in the financing and the state budget rather than
Let's go.
perhaps
Counter-attack.
operations. And so obviously we're keen to watch who
Oh.
happening through defence and Russia going forward. But it is a fairly odd appointment, I would say.
Can you put this all into context for us? Just how unusual is it to have this type of cabinet reshuffle, particularly in the areas of defence, particularly at this time as Russia is at war?
It's probably unprecedented. If you look at those people that have been moved, Shoigu and Patrushev, two of the top people in the country, the government running the war, at the same time, without any real prior warning, at a time when there's a counter-offensive going on in northern Ukraine. I find it really quite impactful and shocking. But we will see in the next few days how much plays out.
Do you think that we're likely to see different strategies now employed in Ukraine with a different name at the helm?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's unlikely. I mean, one of the reasons for this may be the extent of corruption that was going on inside the Ministry of Defence. We saw recently a senior Ministry of Defence minister who actually was Timur Ivanov, I think he's called, who was a Shoigu ally, was removed on the grounds of corruption. So it may be something to do with that. But obviously, all these people at that level in Russia are corrupt. It's just a matter of Putin chooses to criticise them or expose them as such. So it's much more political than anything, this move, I think. And it does indicate, to say, I think, serious instability at the top of the regime.
Christopher Steele, thank you very much for sharing your expertise and insights with us. Christopher Steele, intelligence officer. Thank you.
Let him go.
It says Chinese coming up in the sport. Historic day for Manchester United in the Women's FA Cup final.
Have a shot.
That's like that. He was stable. Boom.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I demand a small round. Yeah. He asked for it. Yours?
We believe no dog is average. Go through 100% tailored for your dog.
Good. What did they do?
Never average.
Yeah.
What's not premium? You gotta try this new links thing.
Oh.
That was good. Good chance. Oh shit, I can pretend to go short. Yeah, he's really good.
Okay.
Yeah, play. Oh, the keeper. Sharon, what? Oh, winner. Oh, yeah. Come on. Oh, no. What is that?
Look.
He's not scoring now. Oh, yeah. Good. 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 Had him covered. Good. Come on. Okay, well, keep it going.
Okay.
No, what's that? I hate when he passes it and it still carries on the play out. Same thing on pairs. You can ask me to pass it to AI. Yeah. I asked for it. The play to AI. Keep it all well. Yeah.
Time now to catch up on all the latest sports news with Charlie.
What about post? What's that? Fine.
Let's do this thing. This sports bulletin is brought to you by Vitality.
Oh shit. Oh, they're all there. They're all there. Yeah.
Off.
He's off. He's off. He's off. Yeah.
Let's go.
I didn't ask him. Alright, let's try and get one more. Yours.
Of the Premier League table. Leandro Trossard got the
got
only goal for
no,
the
where's
20
my
minute fee. An injury hit United.
We know. That's fine. 1-0.
Old Trafford win since 2020. They are now a point above Manchester City and have one game left at home to Everton next Sunday. City have 2 games. Arsenal have a serious prospect of cheering on their rival Tottenham when they host City on Tuesday night.
Oh, notifications on TikTok. What is it? Press the same video. Oh my god.
Leslie, one of the most beautiful ladies.
Technical supporting. On TV, I'm not going to be the biggest fan. We're not going to be, so let's hope for the best.
Manchester United have won the Women's FA Cup for the first time. They beat Tottenham 4-0 at Wembley. And that's our lacking a big chance. It really came to life in the stoppage time.
When the Spurs fan just bought a seashell. Oh my god. I should just bought a seashell. Come on, boys. Well, Spurs fan just bought a seashell. I would do well first half. Yeah, we just need to finish soon because
It eventually ended 4-0.
nice.
Man United's first major trophy. They lost the final last season, but it's glory for them at Wembley this time around.
Keep the ball, we win again.
Premier League promotion and both Championship playoff semi-finals are finally poised going into the second leg. West Brom and Southampton couldn't be separated after the first leg at the Hawthorns. Lost to its shot.
Oh, marking. What's the rush?
West Brom had chances at the other end too, but its goal is going to Friday's second leg at St Mary's.
I think they're overloading ball side. No,
The semi-final between Norwich and Leeds is also in the balance after a goalless draw in the first leg at Carrow Road. Leeds felt
Why he headed it?
I don't know. Went down, but that was the biggest incident of
Take
the
the time,
match.
but
The second leg at Carrow Road on Thursday.
oh yeah.
And Novak Djokovic says the after effects of being accidentally struck on the head by supporters' water bottles.
Oh, unlucky. Oh,
The Italian Open.
Cover.
Beaten in straight sets by the Chilean
I'm getting back.
on the
I have to watch this soon.
Alejandro
Back in.
The match lasted just 1 hour and 7 minutes. Djokovic says he felt like a different player after the accident.
Oh, what?
Rory McIlroy is in contention for victory in the final round of the World Cycle Championship. McIlroy birded his opening hole in North Carolina, but he didn't stop to shot. He shot 5 meters on the shot there, and you can watch it live now on Sky Sports Go.
Oh no.
Vasily Lomachenko
Shit.
IVP lightweight
We got
champion in Australia.
Marking.
Lomachenko knocked down George twice before the referee ended the fight in Perth.
We got this one. We're just trying them. We're getting so close.
Britain's Leah Hughes was a victim of a horrendous
Oh, wow.
the ring announcer in her world bantamweight title fight on the undercard.
Oh.
Dan Henson mistakenly declared Hughes the winner
why is
on
it
the
getting
judges' scorecards, only to correct himself and call it false.
Cross in. Yeah, quick. They're gonna move the keep on. Oh, Michelle.
Oh.
Yeah, good. They're gonna move it, and then they're gonna try and move it onto me. Oh, they moved it. Oh, wait. No, but that's true. They're all true. Mark him. Come on, keeper.
The UK's highest
So close.
so far. Next week, it's cooler
Oh,
and settled, but expect some pleasant sunshine at times.
Oh
Before
no.
then, there'll be even thunderstorms in the north and west.
Shit, bro. How do you manage to keep them getting
Scotland
through?
and northern England. Torrential rain, large hail, gusty winds, and
Hello?
frequent lightning are possible, with some disruption.
Oh.
The storm will move northwards tonight,
Shoot.
clearing to
Oh,
east
okay.
and later on.
What a goal.
That will leave most other places
Come
dry,
back.
but heavy rain will move into Ireland on strengthening winds. Wind and rain will extend into Northern Ireland.
I think that was the one that's better.
Southwest England tomorrow morning. says Sky News.
So
We
it's crazy.
a look back at this week's UK Tonight, including how an 11-year-old
Come on,
was
let's go.
repeatedly told
Okay,
she had
well.
migraines or sickness bugs before medics eventually realised she was suffering with a
Oh,
brain
they just all staying up.
When
They're all staying up. Nice.
Some people deny the
Oh,
power
nice.
of extra flaming hot.
Shit. No.
Why is he denying it? But why deny? Embrace this. Without you deny us, own the fire. Try new extra flaming hot.
Good.
Remember this?
Bloody attack now.
You would always wear sun cream.
We build it. We build it.
Let's not regress our sunny
Bloody.
mornings.
What the fuck? Okay,
Novocel's Future Renew serum clinically proven to reverse science with a world-first peptide technology. Save £10 on level 7 Future Renew.
Nice. I build. Come on. Take time.
Not nearly as
Good.
strong
Good.
as the reasons why you send them.
Oh, come on.
Because flowers don't
Oh,
always
ow.
always don't
Good.
just send flowers. Show some
Oh,
care.
oh. Oh,
Very few hands off your face to
Should we get up? Stand up. Yeah, that man, man. Holy shit. Good trouble. Oh. Why?
Believe no dog is average. Dog food 100% tailored for your dog.
No way. No way. He's off. He's off. Oh no, he was there. Could have Casemiro, bro. What the fuck? Casemiro. No. I have no stamina.
This serum visibly improved the evenness of my skin tone. For our ultimate routine, finish with SPF 50 Day Fluid, Nivea Lumina 630.
Rob,
But
you
done.
have to go on the trek in the surgery.
Oh, no. Come on. Oh, we got that. Get that. What? Well, we're running. We're getting so lucky. Yeah. We just got past it. Oh, come on in. Finish.
Oh, what's that?
Unlucky. Fine. They're panicking. We just win the ball. Yeah. Come on. Job. Let the AI do that thing. They will play it. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Well, play that perfectly. Come on. I win that.
Training you, welcome to my world. Mondays at 8 on Sky.
Well, just slide him. No. Oh, no way. No way. Oh, I come on, no. We got time, boss. We got one attack. Just
The UK expels a Russian
We got one attack, trust me.
espionage. And I'll be speaking to the strongest
Thomas, run up
in the
instantly.
world.
As soon as
The most successful British strongman of all time. But first,
I didn't go through it well.
girl who was misdiagnosed with migraines and
Quick.
sickness bugs and assessed by
No.
30 times. Unfortunately, she
Mistake, man. We deserve. Yeah, we destroyed them.
showed symptoms during COVID lockdown 3 years ago, but when her balance and ability to walk began to be affected, she was given an emergency scan which revealed that 3.5
It's next match. Yeah, next match.
Wait, I need to choose not this, so.
Here in lockdown, she had some migraines.
Right, Abel left, back up.
It was really happening, so every couple of months, we thought it was something to do with her either not eating enough or she was overtired. It would always kind of happen in the morning time.
You would have thought.
So
You can see the two hat-tricks.
she'd be sick and
Both
she'd
of them
be
are
absolutely
from
fine again. I took her to the doctors about it. They said it's hot weather outside. She needs to drink more, basically.
You can see the two hat-tricks.
From there, we kind of
Cassius.
got more regular. So it was at least once a month. That went on for about a year, and then that went into a couple of times a month, I suppose, and then towards the end of last year, it was every single day. I mean, she got diagnosed with migraines, I think 2 years ago,
Yeah.
about, and she got given some medication for that, but it wasn't doing anything.
How did it come about that they finally discovered that it was this luckily benign tumour?
So the week beforehand, we had quite a tough week. Tia was throwing up every single and she's slightly off balance, which I had noticed quite a lot. I've spoken to quite a lot of people about it, and she'd been referred to physio for it. I mean, we all know if you have a stiff neck, it doesn't last for weeks on end, just months on end.
Yeah.
So for that, I was standing at work, and I don't know what it was, but something just didn't sit right with me. I just thought, no, there's something wrong with that. So I called her consultant and I said, there's something wrong with Tia. School have noticed it now as well. And I'm really worried about her. So can someone look at her? And she was like, yeah, bring her down. And they got Tia to move straight on and she couldn't. She was all over the place, falling all over the place, could not put one foot in front of the other properly at all. So that mixed with her head tilt, obviously the vomiting, the migraines, things like that.
what stage?
Get her a CT scan because something's not right. She's gone downhill quite quickly. From that, we didn't have to wait long at all.
Mr. Raj, man.
They took me into
He
the
headed
whole
the fucking air.
I don't know how many people see TV shows, but we all know what that means. So for me, as soon as she took me in that room, I knew there was something really wrong with Tia. And from that stage, she did tell me Tia has brain tumour. She also apologised because she hadn't been very well.
Look, people watching because they did operate on Tia. Fortunately, it was benign, and she is relatively okay now. I know she's having physio and trying to get her balance back. And she calls it her astronaut tumour. Can you just explain why?
Maybe.
So it's called a astrocytoma. And I'm really open with Tia. So when the neurosurgeons came round and they showed us the MRI and things like that and explained to me what it was, kind of how it works and things like that, I wanted to explain to Tia properly how it works. And then I couldn't say it, so I was like, it's called an astro, it's called an astro. I just kept saying, it's called an astro something. She was like, an astronaut? And I was like, yeah, an astronaut. What's it called? It's called an astronaut.
Listen, it's good that it ended in a relatively happy ending. They fought it eventually, they did something about it. Tia is still with us and is going to go on to have a fantastic life. All things considered. But people will be watching who will have loved ones that haven't been so lucky. And they've been banging at the door saying there's something wrong here. And for whatever reason, health professionals have not figured it out. As I'm sure you are furious still now and feeling awfully bad about it. I mean, how do you feel about the health professionals who clearly are trying to do a good job, but didn't find it soon enough?
I think that's the main thing. They're trying to do a good job. So I'm absolutely not saying by any means that they don't want to do blah, blah, blah. I just really think that it's a case of knowledge and awareness when it comes to brain tumours. Read Tia's symptoms on a piece of paper. It's textbook. So it is the head tilt, the vomiting, off balance, things like that. They're all textbook for a child with a brain tumour. So I just think it's quite a lot on knowledge and awareness, I think, as to kind of what the symptoms are, what you should do if you notice symptoms, because I think that's quite difficult as well, but you don't know whether to go to your GP. I mean, for me, I called quite a lot of people because I was confused as to who I called. I didn't know whether she needed to go in an ambulance. I didn't know whether it was the GP. I didn't know whether it was 111. So I think they're all little things as a parent that you don't. You feel like you're being dramatic.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main thing is, if you notice a change in your child, is that kind of you know your child better than anyone. So, and that's the same goes for adults. You know your body better than anyone else. And if you feel like something's wrong, I really think that you should listen to yourself.
The government says it's expelling a Russian spy from the UK. Announcing the news, the Home Secretary said the defence attaché at the Russian embassy was an undeclared military intelligence officer. He's been named as Colonel Maxim Elovic, who's reportedly been in the UK for at least 10 years. We're going to speak now to spy fiction author Ava Glass. Ava, thanks for joining us. And I should say, you're not just a spy fiction author. You have worked in the past with spies. You're a civil servant, but you're in amongst them, so you know this world really well. So what's your immediate take on this Russian attaché being booted out by the UK authorities?
Oh, it's very interesting, isn't it? Like, it's so intriguing. It's big action. The announcement is they're not messing around. They're clearly trying to make a point with this, the government. And it's no small thing. He's very high ranking. He's a very serious person in this world of intelligence, if he is what they say he is, and I imagine that he probably is. So yeah, this is a pretty big shot across the bow, I would say.
When it comes to military attaché, though, we kind of know that having a bit of a nosy around, we know they're looking here, but there's a sort of line that they're not meant to cross. So do we assume that this Russian attaché has crossed that line, or is it the UK government wanting to send a firmer message to Moscow?
Yeah,
Well, he's very senior. So if things are happening in that world, if Russia is taking actions inside the UK,
0.8 times.
then it kind of stands to
That means
reason.
they have less.
Yeah, wait.
Like, given who he is,
Yeah.
They have like
and
one
the
point
defense
eight.
attaché, it's quite legit.
Yeah, yeah.
So if he is also, as they imply, perhaps in the GRU, so in the military intelligence wing of the Russian government, yeah, he's the guy. I mean, if they're
Oh,
right,
shoot.
he's
Oh,
not
no
a
touch.
tall guy. He's they're going right for the big guy, and that does surprise me.
Yeah, that 1.1.
At times like this, it makes you realise that this is all going on around
Oh.
us. And occasionally it comes to the fore with the Salisbury attacks, of course, and the
It's like
Skripals and
1.7.
now this attaché. And I know you've
1.6666
said in
yeah.
the past, Ava, that the Russian spies all
Fuck.
around us.
What is it?
Too busy flipping doing calculations, bro.
Oh, God.
Well, okay, I've got this general theory of it based on what I've researched and what little I
It's
learned
due to a
when I was working in the government is that there is a constant spy war going on, particularly in London. London is a city of spies. It's a meeting place of these organizations. And sort of stands across in the spy world or for the US, because we're much closer to reach. Russia takes more chances here, and it sends messages here. We receive the messages, and we decide whether we can endure being in the middle of this conversation, being part of this conversation, and how much we're willing as a nation to put up with. Russia has 4 bases inside London, so it has the consulate, the embassy, and these 2 buildings in Highgate. The defense and what's the other one called? It has 2 buildings in Highgate, which they've just stripped of their status as embassies, been taken away to major Russian bases inside London. They're not cheating around. They are saying, stop it, they didn't do this after Salisbury. This is like an incident to Russia. These 2 Russian bases in Highgate, they didn't do it. So they need to do something I don't know, the British government does, and they want to put a stop to it right now.
They also said in response to what's happened to this attaché that they would do something new to the secrets and
Tomorrow's Monday.
to our representatives in Moscow.
Oh, it is very tricky because the obvious thing would have been to expel our ambassadors. But these days, Russia
No. Oh my.
accepted pain. They go further. They arrest people. They must be prepared. Actually, anybody working in Russia for us should be prepared for a bit of a rough supply. We should get ready.
After the break, I'll be speaking to the Scottish brothers, who must be surely the strongest siblings in the world, and why the public is being asked to dance.
Now they got 2.5 times
ecological
population.
survey.
I'm sorry, I just got to say, you was like actively playing. No shit, I've got a red card. Oh.
We're off on yet another trek in the search for birds to paint. It's going to be a story called.
It was yeah. You can see that. Yeah. Boom. Ram me to the ground. It's not hard. Oh, on the phone. Oh. They can't put on my thing, you're on that thing, they play no shit. I think they're playing defensive. They are all bad.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
15% off personalized hearing solutions.
Whoa, what the hell? What's that? Oh, they're alive. Sometimes I got
These are the stains
so
the
far.
vessel is made from. Our best ever capsule spot here for outstanding stain removal in a full wash, leaving no residues behind. Like personal capsules in a plastic-free pouch, equally for children. The simple truth is, when you find a serum that works without being harsh or
Oh
sticky,
my god.
you'll be happy to use it again and again. Discover Simple's Hydrating Booster Serum, made with 95% naturally derived ingredients, including 3% hyaluronic acid and provitamin B5 to supercharge your skin with hydration. No irritation, just skin that feels soft and supple with every use. Simple. Everything your skin needs, nothing it doesn't.
You think about arteries, it's of course
Oh, 20 minutes, 3 goals. 30 minutes, 1 goal every 10 minutes. Oh my god. Fine.
We care about our girls. Our land, future farmers, and everything we put on the table. We can't take it away. Are owned by farmers.
Oh shit, Monday's gonna be so weird, man. No, I mean not weird, like, it's gonna be like very competitive, like with Gabriel, fucking, all that. Oh yeah. I'm like, yeah, no. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck you. That's sick, that was sick. I was like that. Like that. Oh, we're gonna go show it to Mr. Winston. You actually go say what clearance to phone.
What's he doing?
So anyway, just looking at him, what clearance? He's like, see,
the world's strongest man is a crucial part of your team viewing, and you don't want to know this year's winner. You need to look away now. My next guests must be the strongest brothers in the entire world. Tom Scotland from Gordon in the Highlands has just won World's Strongest Man, but the first British athlete to do so, making him one of the sport's greatest ever competitors. Older brother Luke is no slouch either, winning the European Strongest Man in 2021, the same year that Tom won the world title for the
what is that? Oh wait, that's a boss.
It's all more remarkable than he is autistic, which he describes as his superpower. He uses his story to raise awareness of autism and encourage others to recognize their own potential. And Tom and Luke join me now. It's really good to see you both. I have to apologise because I almost got it wrong. I said you're the world's strangest brothers, which is probably not the case. You're both incredibly strong. It's Tom on the left, Luke on the right. I think I've got that right, haven't I? Tom, first of all, congratulations on getting the hat-trick, the bettering Jeff Cates, I think, back in the day.
Hey! Hey, what are you having? Hey, what are you having now? Hey, what are you having? Give him the ball. Give him the ball.
Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined. Stay disciplined.
From Canada that beat you last year, and you beat him this year.
Yeah, I think myself and Mr. Luke have been back and forth for a long time. It's a very good and healthy rivalry, and I think we should make a good second this year.
He's going to play that guy. That guy. That's got the man. 6 for 8 for him.
So it's a very good rivalry we have.
Tom, what did you do differently in the gym? Because I like to work out a bit, so what can I learn? What can I learn from your special skills?
I mean, I actually started running. I did some 2Ks, and did more workload in the gym, so I made sure that I was fitter, not getting stronger, so I made sure I do more rep work.
Never kissing 1-5.
So the most strong more is 5 to 6.
5-1.
You have to be fit as well as strong.
Luke, you're no slouch either. Yeah, you came ninth, is that right?
Yeah.
In the world, you're obviously European champ previously, and congratulations to you because you became a dad this year too. So well done there. It's not easy for us dads to be flexing the muscles anymore, is it?
Not so much, not so easy.
Get in the box.
Pink hair guy.
We've got to do something right.
Oh,
so yeah, no,
sorry.
again, it's just really very.
Did you not see that?
A really professional performance.
I'm gonna kill this guy.
Give it to the pink hair.
Just
Give it to
so amazing. 3 times world strongest man, especially with all the adversity that Tom's overcome in his life, and to see him now flourishing for a man that he is now is just pretty incredible to have him.
Oh.
Because 3 times world strongest man.
Oh, let me just fucking slide in.
I'm so good at my younger brother as well for different things.
Oh, come on.
You sort of help him out as well, right? You actually go and compete, and you're competing against each other, but really, yeah, I know you offer a lot of support to Tom when he's competing too.
Yeah, I think there's very much a team effort here when competition. Tom's wife's there, Tom's coach, I'm there, and I'm very much involved, so I try and protect him as much as I can. The things do not need much protection, but it's just the energy that we bring together when you have that.
Why did I do nothing, man?
You
didn't even fall down.
When I shout for Tom, and Tom shouts for me. We go into competition with that. Nobody else has that. I would rather they're so good at the moment. To see Tom go from younger, shy boy to the man that he is now today, to Tom shape himself. We'll talk in front of people. It's incredible to see. So a real inspiration.
Before we go, an environmental charity is asking people to head outside and dance, work, and then count the sort of circulation. Take part in its worm hunt, charming the creatures up from the depths, capture a nationwide picture of their numbers, and crucially to help identify where the worms could be in decline. Joining me now is head of horticulture and agroforestry at the Soil Association, Ben Raskin. Ben, good to see you. Look, I'm laughing about this, but I know there's a serious message to as well.
Yeah, good evening, Matt. There is a serious message, and that is that some of our soils are under threat. We've got flooding, we've got drought, we've got climate change, and we know that worms don't like that very much. And we work with a lot of farmers that are trying to really help that. And this is a way of engaging, I guess, everyone, and particularly it's a great.
Would you want to continue or not?
I'll play one more game.
Explain how it's done then.
Well, there's a few ways you can find worms. You can just dig a hole and look for it. But if you jump up and down on the soil, then the worms think it's raining. And so they all come up to the surface, and then they're easier to find. So that's one way. But you can also pour water into the soil, and again, they think it's a bit flooded, so they come up to the surface in reaction to that.
And what do you then do? So you can sort of count the number in a square metre and then determine how healthy the worm population is that way?
Yeah, that's right. So if you go to the Soil Association website, there's a guide that you can download, a worm count guide, and then you can upload your numbers onto our map.
What do you think the situation is with worms and the quality of our soil? I mean, is there a problem here?
The trouble is, when you're... This incredible thing that we know actually very little about. We've only identified 10% of the things that live in our soil, but worms are the things we can see. And a lot of farmers there run
the trees. They're doing things that will encourage worms inside and do those as gardeners as well. But digging in and seeing what's under there is a great way to see whether you've got a healthy soil or not.
That's all for this week on the UK Tonight. We'll be back on Monday night on Sky News at 8 o'clock.
Baby skin is just so incredible. It's so delicate. There's nothing softer. That's why I make sure her clothes feel super soft with the Fairy Non-Bio Dream Team. Fairy Pods for a gentle clean and Fairy Softener for extra softness. So even when my arms aren't around her, she's always soft.
Wow.
Fairy Non-Bio Pods and Fairy Softener. The Dream Team for sensitive skin. Always close the back with a clip. They keep and bridge your children. And that's very soft. Ryan, it's a bit lunch for us.
Hope you like it.
Doesn't Brown Sunny tortellini taste just like Mama's?
You know, it looks like Mama's. It's a family recipe.
Family recipe. Bit of the family recipes.
Let's keep this between us.
How am I not scoring that? How am I not
Italy's favorite pasta.
I'll do myself this call?
Oh wow.
Gillette
We're
ads.
pressure.
Our next generation of shaving for the best a man can get. Yo, want to smell premium? You gotta try this new Lynx blend. The new Lynx fragrance collection. Find out spice fragrances.
There is a solution. New Alpecin Grey Attack, the shampoo that makes grey hairs darker each time you use it. It also has the unique Alpecin caffeine formula. When will you attack your grey? New Alpecin Grey Attack. Fight for your hair.
Fasten your seatbelts and join us as myself and the Johan Strauss wanted through Tour of the Globe. I always wanted to make music and see people.
I love Polka Dot. Let's get sick.
I'm living in my dream.
On Jamie you, welcome to my world. Mondays at 8 on Sky Arts.
We're off on yet
Oh
another
shit.
tour in search of birds. It's going to be a song that's called British Birds.
Trash. Well, my montage is actually going to play them online. I'm going to the next one.
This is Sky News at 9 o'clock. The headlines this evening. President Putin's reshuffled. Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu is moved and replaces Nikolai Patrushev in the country's National Security Council. No love lost over Labour's newest MP as she denies claims she lobbied the government's most senior law officer over her ex-husband's trial.
I'm not a fan of defectors. I took over the one with me, and I think they always leave a legacy of upset and betrayal.
Also tonight, Russia claims it's taken 4 more villages inside Ukraine as thousands more civilians are evacuated.
It's so long, man.
And why there's been little success for Succession at this year's BAFTAs. We have the latest on the winners.
What is he doing?
Good evening. We start with some breaking news. A shake-up at the top of the Russian government
Oh, what
more
the
than
hell?
2 years into the war in Ukraine. Sergei Shoigu has been replaced as the head of the Russian Ministry of Defense. Shoigu, a long-time Putin ally, had served as the defense minister for the past 12 years. Putin has proposed Andrei Belousov, a former deputy prime minister, as the new defense minister. Shoigu has taken the role as head of Russia's National Security Council, replacing Nikolai Patrushev. In the last few minutes, the Defense Secretary, Grant Shapps, has responded to the news on X. He said Sergei Shoigu has been receiving over 355,000 casualties their own soldiers and mass civilian suffering with an illegal campaign in Ukraine. Russia needs a defense minister who would undo that disastrous legacy and end the invasion. But all they'll get is another of Putin's puppets. Let's get more now on this with our Moscow correspondent Ivor Bennett. And Ivor, just how unprecedented is this?
Oh man.
Very, very genuine. It is I don't think it's something like this has ever happened before in the current context. Russia is in the middle of this war with Ukraine, 2 years in, 2.5 years in, and here we are with the replacement of not just one, but two key figures in the military leadership. First of all, on Sergei Shoigu, he's been in post as Minister of Defense for 10 years. He is 12 years, sorry, so more than a decade. He's a very close Putin ally, not just politically, but also socially. And before that, he was in the cabinet as well, as Minister of the Emergencies Department. And his position was seen as pretty secure, especially after last year. He did come under challenge from Yevgeny Prigozhin, the head of the mercenary group, but he outlasted him. He outlasted him in that battle of political survival. And so he was seen as maintaining his post there, but clearly not. And this suggests, I think, there's something going on within the Kremlin, much more than what meets the eye. First and foremost, I think what we can read into this is that Vladimir Putin is clearly not happy with the way the war is going. It coincides with Russia trying to open up a new front in Ukraine, in the Kharkiv region of north-eastern Ukraine. And it's not just Sergei Shoigu replaced, as you said, it's Nikolai Patrushev, who is the secretary of Russia's powerful security council. So two key figures in the military leadership replaced as Russia tries to open up a new direction, new front, and with new leadership as well. But as I say, this suggests, it is totally unprecedented, and I think it suggests quite a lot of instability actually at the top of the Kremlin. Secondly, what can we read into Sergei Shoigu's replacement, Belousov? He is a civilian. He has no military background. He's a former deputy prime minister, but first and foremost, he's an economist, a technocrat, and I think that really underlines what Vladimir Putin and the Kremlin is concerned around right now. It is the financing of the war. Russia's economy is growing, of course, but it is on a war footing. Everything has been geared towards the military, and there are problems showing up within the economy, labour shortages, the quality of the labour force, and so and in a call with journalists actually this evening, the Kremlin's chief spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, has said that this change makes sense because he likened, in his words, Russia's situation right now to what was happening in the Soviet Union in the mid-80s, when a large proportion of the state budget was going on military spending, and he said he wanted to make sure that it is vital to ensure spending is aligned with the country's overall interests. So he's putting a technocrat in charge of the defence ministry's budget there to ensure that essentially Russia can continue to support its war. The third thing I think we should look at here is the fact that Sergei Shoigu is not replaced with completely. He's been moved into Patrushev's roles, right? And I think that, to me, suggests that is Vladimir Putin trying to maintain control of that powerful Security Council, which to some has acted like a shadow cabinet, a potential threat to his authority. Shoigu is an ally. He maintains that close relationship.
Earlier, I spoke to former MI6
you would have expected at that point being some kind of leadership. There was never really and it is extraordinary, I think, that Patrushev has been moved at this moment. It's important to understand that he's been one of Putin's closest allies, former head of the FSB and so on, for many, many years, since, in fact, St. Petersburg days, and was rated by people to be probably the second most powerful man in Russia after Putin himself. So I think what this indicates is not just a reshuffle along normal governmental lines. It's really quite serious instability right in the heart of this regime. It's probably unprecedented. If you look at those people that have been moved, Shoigu and Patrushev, two of the four top people in the country, the government running the war, at the same time without any real prior warning, at a time when there's a counter-offensive going on in northern Ukraine. I find it really quite impactful and surprising. But we will see in the next few days how it plays out.
Christopher Steele speaking to me earlier. The Sky News team has seen evidence of the advances being made by Russian forces near Ukraine's second city today. Kharkiv's governor told us the assault had been partly made possible by the delays in the supply of weapons by Western countries to Ukraine. Russia has claimed it has taken a further 4 villages, which span 75 kilometres along Ukraine's northeast border. Ukraine says fighting continues around those villages. Those claimed advances by Russia are in addition to 5 villages it says it has already taken since it launched its assault on Friday. Military analysts estimate 2,000 Russian troops have been deployed to the front line. One of the villages, which residents fear could be in the firing line, is Ruski Tishkin. Defence and Security Editor Deborah Haynes reports from there.
Signs of an escalating emergency. Russia is attacking from multiple directions, but this is the quickest route to the regional capital of Kharkiv. We've seen smoke in the trees as we went past. There's also smoke up ahead, which looks like it's from a fresh strike. It's eerie. There's been cars racing past us. There's not much sign of life. It does feel very tense. The battle is getting closer. Russian troops are only about 10 miles from this village. It's almost completely deserted. Residents appear to have fled in a hurry.
We are scared, but what can we do?
Olga is the only person left in this apartment block.
So far, I'm not planning to leave, but if the situation deteriorates, then I will go.
The village of Ruski Tishki was battered by Russian strikes in the first months of the war. But families like this couple ventured back after it was liberated by the Ukrainians. Now they're fleeing again.
We were here yesterday, and the sounds were far away. Today it's closer, much, much closer.
And how are you feeling?
They're pushing us out of our focus. Damn those so-called liberators. We don't want to leave. It's our home.
Ukraine is trying to counter the attack. But as the human misery grows, criticism is mounting about why the border wasn't better defended. Footage on social media appears to show Russian troops simply walking in unchallenged, no sign of any fortifications. Yet the Kharkiv governor says defences are strong. He blames a delay in the supply of Western weapons for leaving Ukraine exposed.
We feel it, and our soldiers on the battlefield feel it. The enemy outweighs us in munitions, not in quality, but in quantity.
Slim comfort for those escaping the assault. At a checkpoint on the outskirts of Kharkiv city, they monitor the movement. The police chief says Russia has captured a number of small communities on the border.
How worried are you that Russian forces will try again to take Kharkiv city?
Whether they can or cannot, it all depends solely on our defense forces, the armed forces, and on us. They will stop only where they are stopped.
It's why this new front should not just be seen as a nightmare for Ukraine. Deborah Haynes, Sky News, Kharkiv.
The Foreign Secretary Lord Cameron told Sky News today the defection of the former Conservative MP Natalie Etheridge to Labour
No,
The
no, no,
Labour
no, no.
legacy of upset and betrayal. He was speaking after the MP for Dover denied claims she'd lobbied the government's most senior law officer to help her ex-husband when he was facing sexual assault charges. Our political correspondent Gertrude Narwan reports.
It should have been an easy win. A Tory MP defected to Labour. But Natalie Elphicke, who lost the floor last week, comes with baggage. She's been accused of trying to lobby a former Tory Justice Secretary over her ex-husband's sexual assault case. Sir Robert Buckland says she asked him to request that the judiciary move the trial to a less high-profile court. Anger and confusion, but the Labour leadership is sticking by her.
She said that is not.
Yes. And?
I mean, obviously was in the meeting, so I don't know. If this happened at the time, why did the Lord Chancellor not raise this issue at the time through his good offices?
Sir Keir Starmer was hoping that the defection of a right-wing Conservative figure would signal that his party has more appeal. Perhaps he had one eye on those Brexit voters who he's desperately trying to win back. But in the process, he risks alienating the people who he does have on his side. Something that the Conservatives are fully exploiting, accusing the party of lacking in ideological coherence and basic principles. Both sides are looking for political gains, but this one is a matter of interpretation.
I thought this was just making opportunity by Labour as much as by anything. I mean, this is quite a right-wing Conservative MP suddenly welcomed into the Labour fold, and he never supported any of their policies, people are approaching.
It's not just the Tories, there are dissenting voices within Labour too.
I think that there should always be an investigation, an independent investigation into all these sorts of claims that come forward. I think I agree with you. I think it should happen in the Conservative Party.
However, Natalie Elphicke denies the latest allegations. A spokesperson for the MP described Robert Buckland's claim as nonsense, saying, "It's certainly true that Mr.